Hey guys, welcome to my second video of my web developing tutorial series. If you haven't already, go and watch the first video of the series, otherwise you'll be slightly confused on what's going on. The link will be in the description. There will also be a link in the middle of the screen right now, so be sure to click on that if you haven't seen this. Now, from the last video, if you remember, I pointed out a problem in the code. Now, hopefully you will comment in the video of what the problem was, but what it actually was that the tag title, I never actually finished it. So you're going to need to close that off. And now you'll notice when you click on it, it highlights. And that's good, that's what we want. So, getting back to where we were at. You'll notice the word hello world is still on the top left hand side of the screen in our browser. Now, to move that and also maybe give it a background, say, we need to give it a style. And the way to do that is through CSS. Now, to do that, we need to create the style and we need to equal what it is. Now, to do that, you need to type the word style equals speech brackets, close speech brackets. Now, you need to have that within the div of the first hello world, so how it is on the screen right now. And we're going to want the background, and we're going to have the background, and you type background and then colon and then orange, because we want it to be orange, because orange is cool. Now we're going to save it and see what happens, and there we go, we have orange background. Okay, so say what if we wanted the text to be in the middle? Okay, what if we want the text to be in the middle of the screen? Now, the way to do that efficiently is by actually typing the CSS or the style inside the style tags that we've already set up here, instead of doing it inside here. So to do that, we want to get rid of this, because we don't really need that at the moment. So we're going to now turn this div into a class, so then we can reference it inside the style. So we're going to name this class equals, and it's going to be title. So now to reference this, we need to put a dot title, open curly bracket, close curly bracket. Okay, so now once we've done that, we can go background again and orange. And at the end of every command, you always put a semicolon within the CSS. Okay, and the CSS being this bit here. Okay, so now we've got that, it should be back to normal, and if you refresh, there you go, it's still the same. That's good, that's exactly what we were aiming for. So now, what if we want the text to be directly in the middle and say slightly bigger? Well, to do that, we need to use a tag called center, and like all tags, you open the tag and then you close it like so, and you do that leaving the word hello world within the two tags, the opening tag and the closing tag. Okay, like you would with the title up here. It's exactly the same for the center. Right, so now we'll refresh this, and hello world is directly in the center, and it should stay in the center no matter how far you zoom in or zoom out, which is exactly what we want right now, which is very good. Okay, so now we've got that, and what if we want the text bigger? Okay, so let's use a new tag, which is a heading tag. Now, to show a heading tag, you would use the H1, and that goes from H1 to H5, H5 being the smallest. Okay, so H1, like so. And that will make the text bigger, but we need to close it, remember? So /H1, refresh, there you go. And when the text gets bigger, if you haven't changed anything else, the background should get bigger with it, okay? Also, one thing you need to remember is with the headings, it creates its own padding. Now, talking about padding, let's give that a go, shall we? What padding does is it makes the background bigger, so it fits around the text, okay? So let's try that. Padding. And I'm going to make it 4 pixels. Let's see what it does. Notice how it makes the actual text bigger but keeps the text in the middle. It's like having your head in the middle of a helmet and the padding is, say, the foam. it's essentially the same concept as that. Okay, so we don't really want the padding in this, it's kind of pointless. So we're going to keep that how it is. Now, what if we want to create some content in our site? Because at the moment we only have hello world, but it's not really a website if you're just saying hello world. So we're going to change this. We're going to give it a meaning. So we're going to name it the same name as my channel and also my website. Okay. Now, what if we wanted content, like I said before? Well, to create content, you can just, within the body, just do some random typing, and it will create a bit of content, which is kind of pointless. We don't really want that, because it's in that place, and you can't really do anything with it. So, what we're going to do, we're going to create a new div, a new division, sorry, and I'm going to go div. I'm going to close it like we normally would. We're going to make this a class, and it's going to equal wall, so like a Facebook wall. So how you would have that Facebook wall in the middle with all the content in it. Okay, so now we've got that. We're going to type some words in it. So we're going to make it a heading first of all. So heading number, I don't know, 2. Close it off again. Heading 2. We'll name it wall. We're going to put the text wall in it, like how this has the text / animation. This will have the text wall. Whatever you put within the div will either be a text or an image, or whatever you choose to put in the div is what it displays. Now, we're going to want this to be in a different place, because at the moment it's just going to be in the top left hand corner, like that. So, to move it, we need to reference it. So we're going to reference wall, open curly bracket, close curly bracket. Now, what if we want to change the position of it? Then we're going to need to make it absolutely in that place. And it's quite simple, the way to do it. So I'm going to position. And we're going to make it absolute. And what that does, it makes it absolutely in that place, which is exactly what we want. And we're going to want it around, I don't know, 640. And the way that works, you can't just put 640 because you haven't defined what it's going to be yet. So the way to define it is by giving it an x coordinate of which to go on. Now, the way HTML does this is from the very left part of your screen, okay? The very left, that is your 0 on your x, okay? That's your 0. And the very top is your 0 on your y-axis. So we're going to use that. So on the left of the screen, it's going to go 640 pixels, px counting for pixels, so it's a reference to pixels. And it's going to go down from the top around 100 pixels.